Hoi hoi, it's your boy Hawker, back from a break with another video, this time taking a look at TRK and how he's been slotting in with MIBR. In case you're wondering where I've been casting at Flashpoint, which took up a bit more time than I was expecting, but I've got a few days off, so I'll make sure to get some videos done. In this one, we're taking a look at TRK, who has been MIBR's second highest rated player on this new iteration of the lineup, but he could never seem to get it together with the old roster. So let's look at exactly what TRK has been doing so well on this new look MIBR. The game we're going to look at is one where MIBR were playing against Big on Vertigo, and in the pistol round, TRK is actually the man buying nades for the team to begin with. He flashed his teammate into the B stairs, and they got some early information. As this round plays on, it gets a bit confusing for MIBR. I'm not sure why TRK is pushing towards B stairs when his teammates have already flanked that position, but it actually works out okay for them because they can all group up for this A-sided retake, and TRK does a solid job at getting this first trade kill, and then at the end here, he just punishes Citizen for some missed shots. Nice start to the game for TRK. Something else that impressed me about TRK was his versatility. Even though he's normally the mid/B player on CT side, at the start of this round he throws some nades over towards A to help his teammates take early control before going back to mid and double stacking this position with KNG. May not get the kill here at Sandbags, but he puts himself in a position where he's always going to be able to trade. Continues to play patiently before arriving at the A site in time to put this molly down, which sets up a very easy kill for his teammate, and then he lets his teammate on low health go in first, gets a really quick trade onto this position, which is certainly one of his strengths, having watched through this demo, and it helps MIBR win the round, and also helps show some of TRK's strengths as this more passive star rifler who's able to use nades and get kills for his team. Not much to talk about in round number 3, except this spicy little one tap with the AK, which goes to show TRK's aim is pretty good. To round 4, we get to see a different facet to TRK's game. Because he has the best spawn for B, he's the man playing aggressively this time. He gets flashed in for a nice and easy first kill, but then on this second peak really overperforms by getting 2 kills on this position as he times the peak with the nade. Whenever a player can overperform and over-deliver in these anchor positions, it can be a really big aspect to helping you win a bunch of rounds that you maybe shouldn't. So the fact that TRK gets 3 kills in this position is very impressive and something that you definitely shouldn't overlook. Into round 5, TRK is playing mid to begin with, just putting down the first molly. Then his teammates need his help on A, and it's so handy having a rotator who knows all these nades, because he can just smoke down the ramp and use his flashes to help his teammates take this control. As the round progresses, MIBR are left in a 3v2 where TRK's rotated over to this A bomb site. And again, as that rotator, it's really nice to have a very reliable player here. I always felt like TRK was in control of this situation. Even though he allows the bomb to be planted, he peeks at a really nice time with the nade and end up cleaning up the round. I think round 6 is the first round where TRK really puts a foot wrong, and it's not even massively his fault. After going down a man early, I like that he's trying to get aggressive at mid, considering Big haven't really been playing this position too heavily so far. Once the B site is lost, TRK is already in a tough position in this 3v4 retake. MIBR decide they still want to go for it though, and I think if that's going to be the case, TRK probably has to use his nades a little more effectively than this. If he can put a smoke up towards the left side here, he could really help cut down on Big's post-plant options, especially because his teammate has a smoke as well. They could really try and make this difficult post-plant for Big on that B site, but that never really ends up happening, and they can't win the round. Obviously, it goes without saying that we're nitpicking here, and in a perfect world, his teammate would just stay alive for longer on this B site. Into round 7, again we see effective utility usage from TRK as he flashes VSM into the B stairs to net MIBR an early kill. This is a very important skill to have as well. If TRK is going to be the passive star player of this team, he's got to have good nades to set his teammates up early in the round. So this is a really positive sign, seeing him use so many of these different nades. Unfortunately though, something that comes with the territory of being in that sort of closer role for the team is that sometimes you're just going to be left in unwinnable positions, and this is one of them. Even though the B players get a kill early, the A site is lost, and a 2v4 retake just isn't doable. Into round 9, it's another slightly new position for TRK. With little time left in the round, he's left anchoring the B site alone with some utility. He puts this smoke down to the stairs to begin with, but I think TRK needs to do a better job at surviving on the B site here. Especially because VSM is arriving on the rotate with the AWP, he might be better off falling back towards generators to a more passive position where he can actually fight with his teammate, because instead he goes to this close angle and takes the fight at first by himself. Again though, this isn't a terrible option, especially as TRK does at least slow Big down slightly and let VSM get into position with the AWP to land some shots on the cross. Into round 10, MIBR are on a bit more of a dodgy buy, so they're willing to take some more risks in this round. In this specific scenario, VSM just decides to walk down in towards the B stairs, and then I really love this flash lineup that TRK lines up here. He gets the flash assist. I think this is especially good in this sort of round, where Big are aware that MIBR are going to have a low buy, so they might just be holding more passive positions, but this flashbang goes deep enough that in the default setup that Big are playing, the player gets blinded and the gun gets stolen. Unfortunately, it doesn't lead to a round win, but I think this is a really well-timed switch up of utility and another really nice flash lineup from TRK. Another round and another different flash lineup from TRK. In this one, he flashes his teammates into mid, and even though TRK doesn't get a flash assist here, that's because Tizian was pushed up ahead of the flashbang, so that's planned for his teammates to deal with that player, and he does blind Tabson, who was in the backlines trying to help Tizian. So the fact that Tabson isn't allowed to help his teammate because of this flashbang definitely makes it worthwhile, and again, makes it a very effective flashbang, as has been the case throughout this game. And then TRK ends up going back towards the A site. He puts this nice smoke down which he can one-way under, and it kind of baits in one of the big players to try and get aggressive, and then he just lands a nice shot onto Xantares at the end here. Nothing too flashy, but another solid round. I know it's getting kind of ridiculous how many flashbangs I'm showing in these rounds, but here's another round where the bulk of TRK's impact comes from his flashbangs. He flashes VSM into B stairs to begin with, and even though he doesn't get flash assists on either of these first two kills, this flashbang is certainly going to cut down on the angles that VSM has to check as he pushes this position. Then this second flashbang does get a flash assist to set VSM up for the nice 3-piece. The main reason I'm showing all these flashes though is because TRK is still putting up really good numbers stats wise and kills wise, and having all this impact with these nades as well. And at the end of the round here, it's pretty standard at this point. They just work together. Even though TRK dies, they can trade this out and completely shut down the B site. Into round 14, Big have a low buy and decide to go fast mid, but TRK is quick to respond with his nades, and even though we don't get to hear the team comms, with how quick the rotation is here on the MIBR side, and with how quickly everyone arrives to help him, I assume his comms were good in this round to get them in position to shut down the quick play. Switching over to the T side, you're mainly going to get to see how effective TRK is on the trade kills, but here in the pistol round, he's the man setting up the nades again. This smoke goes all the way back towards CT at B, then this Molotov goes into construction to slow down a rotate to the B site, and then despite TRK being the man throwing the nades at mid to begin with, he actually ends up having to entry towards the B site somehow. This first fight is a very scrappy one, but eventually TRK wins it, and then he gets this all-important second kill on an unsuspecting player to effectively confirm the round at this point for MIBR. At the end here, they all just decide to peek this last player at once just to make sure he's got no chance, and TRK starts strong on the second half pistol. To round 18, there's a nice small detail from TRK. He plays close on this right side towards B stairs, so that as soon as this flashbang blinds him, he can jump back into the corner, and then as Xantares is pushing down the stairs, he's fully focused on TRK's position, so MIBR can fight together, secure this kill, and remove the one rifle that Big had from the round. Really nice stuff. Let me go ahead and show you how consistently TRK seems to be able to get the trade kill. Here in round 18, he does a really good job to get up close on this timing window towards construction, gets that first kill for free, and then even though he dies, his teammates are in a really good spot to kill this CT player, so really nice spacing on this round. here in round 24, MIBR decide to run back from B over towards A, and so it is imperative that TRK gets this kill towards the ramp, and even though he's not looking the right way in the first place, he's still able to get this trade kill, which gives them a chance at the round win. It doesn't actually come to anything, but it's still another very important kill to get. Here in round 25, MIBR only have Deagles, and they decide to run boost this player across mid, and I love just how quick TRK is to peek with his teammate here. He's able to get this first shot because the CT's not looking at his position, and I think too many players in this spot would go a little bit too slow and might not get this initial kill, but because TRK gets the kill so quickly and is so fast, MIBR actually have a chance to try and swarm a site together because the CT hasn't been allowed to get a single kill. So yeah, lots of important trade kills from TRK, but there were also lots of rounds where he was lurking and maybe wasn't in a position to get kills. So I think the fact that he's putting up so many numbers while also having a lot of impact with his nades and with some of his lurks across the map shows me a lot of good signs for TRK going forward. I'm excited to see what he can do. Thank you guys for watching. I was very impressed by how complete TRK seemed to be as a player and how few mistakes he made, so I hope that comes across in this video. Sorry if this video is a bit more scuffed than usual. I've had to try and set up things on my laptop, which has been a struggle, but hopefully we've got it all down now. And other than that, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you next time.